And welcome to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. It is oh my gosh, it's a Friday.
It's Fun Friday. Let's do Fun Friday. Thanks for
Fun Friday.
Thanks for letting me be
I
heard.
usually check that button, but I decided to leave you silent today.
You are trying to shut me down, and I noticed you've got duct tape hidden over here to go in my mouth when I'm too mouthy. So y'all watch out. There's no telling what can happen today.
Well, you got to stuff a dirty sock in there first before you put the duct tape on. That's a technique. I was watching a movie the other night, and if you just put duct tape on somebody's face, they're still going to mumble. You got to shove a dirty sock in their mouth.
Why does it have to be dirty? Because you're not carrying around a clean sock, probably?
That's the one the guy was using.
Let me tell you, if it's my sock, if it's somebody else's sock,
Well, I'm on a kick recently. I've been watching Jason Statham movies.
Oh, yeah, he's
the dirty sock guy.
He's the dirty guy, man. He's like, yeah.
When he auditions for these movies, he looks to see how much dialogue he has, because he's only got like 6 lines in the entire movie.
And they're all one-liners.
Yes.
And it's like all action-packed.
Yeah.
Do you ever get?
Okay,
we went and saw the last Jason Statham movie that's playing, or I guess it's still.
Is that the name of it?
The Working Man.
Oh, okay.
But it's a typical Jason Statham movie, but it's just like, do you ever just like go, come on, really? Like, really? More violence? More? Not that it was gory. That's not what I'm referring to. I'm just saying, how much? And I'm sorry, you got me started.
No, go ahead.
A pet peeve. Like, he's fighting off people. There are 10 people here, and they all come at him one at a time. Yeah. Give me a break. Mm-hmm. They're all going to congregate on you and be done with it.
Yeah.
But that would make a movie suck now, wouldn't it?
Well, I always think it's funny when they pull out automatic weapons and they start shooting and he's running.
And they can't get him.
And they can't get ahead of him. They're always shooting behind him. You know, it's
what? No way. It's a movie. It's not realistic.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm just kind of, I mean, the stories are good in the fact that, you know, he's taking a less fortunate, undertrodden person under his wing, and he's going to save them.
He's a vigilante type deal.
He's going to revenge.
Yeah.
He's going to revenge on somebody that's been doing good for 30 years, you know. And
you know, I've come up with several words and sentences today. I think that helps helping.
So you think so?
I don't know.
You don't know.
I don't know. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Continue.
Anyway, no, I just been watching them at night, and you know.
So you're a fan?
Yeah, I like it's a kind of a John Wayne-ish kind of character, you know.
The character,
masculine with a lot of testosterone, and you know, fight for the little guy, and at the end, you know, you're vindicated.
Right.
And he's got. If I were him, though, I'd say, you know, I'd like to do a comedy, or
I cannot
something
see
different.
him even in a comedy.
I don't know, maybe.
But it would be he doesn't need to branch out yet. Perhaps when these movies go, people are like,
well, he's been
attending.
How many of those vigilante movies has he done? 15, 20, 30?
Yeah.
Probably. He needs to break out a little bit.
And that reminds me, Fat Amy. Remember Fat Amy? Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
I can't think of her name, but that was always her character. And Rebel Wilson, maybe is her name. She was in Pitch Perfect and several other things. And Bridesmaids was one of them, but she was big.
Yeah.
And she has lost a bunch of weight. And I can't remember where I read, but like movie roles were, you know, they had cast her on her physical appearance, just like Jason Statham, that he's characterized now.
Right.
And so was she, but like it can be a challenge when they try to go to
a different
genre,
when you try to go
change something. So
and I'm trying to think of who made that transition out of that, where they, you know, it comes to mind some of the professional wrestlers that were in the wrestling. They went into acting.
Right.
So they kind of changed.
They probably shouldn't have, but they did.
Yeah, but they're still fighting people when they
right.
do.
It's still the same characterization.
Yeah.
Wow, we've just picked that one apart.
Yeah, we did.
You're welcome.
So the flooding is over with. And I have a brother-in-law that lives over. Gosh, I'm trying to think of where he lives. Hardy. In Hardy.
Oh, Spring River and all
that. Yeah. And he has a house on Spring River on stilts.
Oh, wow. Oh.
And the water got up to his deck.
Wow.
So we're going to go over there tomorrow and kind of check it out.
Wow.
And he had a storage building down below and had his cars parked
So
up.
they're gone.
Well, he got his vehicles out,
but the storage buildings.
But that was an amazing, the rain that we got didn't seem like a whole lot, but I guess in other areas it really, really devastated them. Anyway.
Hey, let's talk about Stone Bank.
Okay.
They are our show a sponsor, and we appreciate them very much. They are Boulder Banking.
Yeah,
you want
that's
Boulder
their slogan.
Banking? Go to that right there.
Okay.
Stone Bank. And we will actually have someone on, I think it may be next week,
okay.
from Stone Bank.
All right.
I don't know why I'm slowing down and saying that. From Stone Bank.
It's the iodine.
Okay, it's the iodine. And then also, Dick's 5 and Dime in Branson is open during the Streetscape project. They're giving away 5 $100 shopping sprees. Get to Dick's 5 and Dime. It's a really cool store. Cool. One more thing. Okay. One more house. Our condolences to Jerry Jackson and his family as his wife has passed away. And I think the obituary, I saw it today. They got it up. But
it was a shock to a lot of people because it was a private thing. And
right.
He kept which is fine. Right. That's a hard time for anybody.
Right. They are going to have a visitation at Holt Memorial on, I don't know what day. I think it's Sunday from 3 to 5. And then they're going to have a private burial. But our thoughts and prayers with them.
He's a private guy.
Yep. Okay.
All right. Let's do some weather. What do you think?
Okay.
Sunny, high near 65 today. And then overnight low tonight, 40. Sunny tomorrow, high near 71 degrees. Calm winds with a chance of no rain, which is good. I like that in the weekend weather. Saturday night, low 52 degrees. It's warming up a little bit. Sunday, high near 82. It's going to be sunny and breezy with wind gust up to 30 miles per hour. And then overnight low Saturday or Sunday is 59 degrees. Take it away, Ann.
Then Monday is a high of 71. Monday night, partly cloudy with a low of 45 with some wind gust up to 20 miles per hour. Tuesday, sunny with a high of 68. Tuesday night, mostly clear with a low of 43. Wednesday, mostly sunny, high of 72. Wednesday night, 30% chance of showers with a low of 52. And that 30% chance of showers continues into Thursday at a high of 77. There you go.
Okay.
Hey, it's almost lake weather.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you you going to keep your boat?
Well, if it starts up okay, yes.
Oh.
That's kind of going to be our breaking point. If something else major goes wrong with the boat, we're probably going to check it out.
You going to sell it and then not go to the lake anymore?
We might go to the river instead.
Okay.
I mean, it's a little more seasonal with the water for the river. I don't know what we'll do, but right now we're not wanting to invest much more into not only the stall. The stall is expensive enough to do that for a yearly thing. But
is it $30-$40 a month?
It's $2,000 for ours a year.
Pew.
For the entire year.
Pew.
That's based on the size of your boat and the size of your stall.
Oh.
So if you get bigger stalls, it's more.
You
can pay it out monthly.
Have they got stalls for dinghies?
What, like you?
Yeah. Like if you had a little dinghy.
I can't answer that.
Little pedal boat.
That's not a dinghy.
I know, but it's categorized.
It's a pedal boat.
Yeah. Well.
For small, they do for jet skis. You can rent. A little
okay.
place,
That's probably what I would.
I don't know about. I don't think your little pedal boat.
Do they have pedal boats out there on the lake?
I'm sure somebody does, but I don't believe they have them.
Let
for
me
rent.
be the first.
Please, and will you please go up to the marina and say, "Listen, I've got this really cool venture idea that y'all can let." They probably would make money if they had pedal boats and people could go out and do it.
Yeah.
Maybe they should think about that.
What was I going to ask about that?
I should get free stall.
You should
rental
for the idea.
Of the idea.
I know. Does anybody sailboat out there?
Yeah.
Yes,
sailors? It's not a lot.
It's not a lot. because I guess there's not a lot of wind.
Right. St. Lucia, I can't tell you how many sailboats there
Yeah.
are out there. Just anyway, but yeah, there are people with sailboats.
You know, up at Branson, what's the
Table Rock.
Table Rock? There's sailboats out there. I guess it's just a lot more windy up in
That's
that area.
a busier lake or a area than we visit on bull shows.
Anyway.
So okay, what are we doing?
Do you fish when you go out?
No, we are not fishermen. Richard doesn't even eat fish.
Really?
And I like fish okay. I'm not. Now, seafood is a different story.
Yeah.
I like me some
I like
crab
fish.
legs and lobster and that kind of thing. But, and I would probably eat more of it if I ate it fried, but rather than, here's part of the topic to ponder. I try to avoid fried foods. You know,
Right,
I like
okay.
catfish, but I like it fried
Or grilled.
as opposed to grilled, whatever.
Oh.
No, I'd
Oh,
rather
you like
have
it
it.
fried.
I'd like it fried if I'm
Oh,
going to eat it.
I like it grilled.
Otherwise, it depends. I'm not. Maybe there's a seasoning issue. Let's do the topic to ponder since
You
we're
want to
talking
do the
about food.
Okay. I'm just waiting for you to
I'm done.
wind down a little bit.
It's Friday.
Get up, get moving, get those thinking caps on. It's time to ponder this topic.
First of all, if you notice, topic to ponder is all over the place on today. We've got several different areas that you can answer this question.
Well, I put it up today because I didn't see it, and sometimes it doesn't get put up. It doesn't.
Right.
It's scheduled, but it doesn't.
It just doesn't cooperate.
It disappears somewhere. So
Right.
I decided to put it up.
Well, tell them what it is. What's the topic?
Are you health conscious when eating, or eating whatever you enjoy?
Mostly health conscious. And I'm not even necessarily going to say health conscious. It's more like a calorie deficit.
Right.
All that is always in my mind when I'm
Yeah.
eating something. Now, do I go out sometimes and just forget that?
Uh-huh.
Not completely, but I will splurge.
Yeah.
But for the most part, yeah, I'm pretty
Do you count
regimented.
calories only, or?
Macros sometimes. It depends. I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of know. I did macro counting for quite some time, and I kind of know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't have the same workout schedule I did when I was counting them religiously.
Right,
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Yeah.
And it was kind of dependent on that.
Well, I count carbs.
Well, you're a diabetic.
Yeah, I have to count carbs, and sugar is a carb. Potatoes are carbs. I mean, everything's a
Yeah.
carb, just
There's
about.
lots of carbs and stuff.
But there's some things that are carby that are good for you.
Such as.
Like oats have a fiber. You can count your carbs, and if there's so many fibers, you can deduct.
Dietary fiber.
Yeah, you can deduct a lot of that. But that's I'm always looking for carbs. I'll look at something fried.
Yeah.
I'm looking. Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
just way too many carbs.
Yeah.
Because when you add carbs and grease,
Yeah.
it sustains the reaction of your sugar rising. So it's gonna be high for a long time.
You're forced into it. I don't have the health problem. You know what I mean? I don't have a health issue such as diabetes, but
Well, even if you don't have a health problem, if you follow that formula, watch what carbs you eat. I've got a friend who's gained a considerable amount of weight in a short period of time, and he says, I've got to do something to lose some weight. And we went out to eat the other day, and he says, I'm just going to get a salad. I said, okay. And I got a salad and some quesadillas. And I only ate 3 or 4 quesadillas. But he says, I've changed my mind. I want to get spaghetti and meatballs,
well, there's your
which is
carb
all
fix.
carbs.
Yeah.
I mean, if you would reduce your carbs or eat half of the meal that you normally do, you would lose weight. Guaranteed.
I'm a firm believer now in the fact that you don't just cut out carbs. Now, I know it has worked for people. I don't know that it's sustainable. It would not be sustainable for me.
Because you got to have carbs.
But you need the carb. You need a portioned out like carbs and fat and protein. And you probably need to eat a lot more protein than people think. The amount of protein.
Yeah,
that
it
you
should
put
be
in your body.
protein first and then
Yes.
carbs last.
Anyway,
Yeah.
there's
okay.
our health conscious preaching for today.
Are you health conscious when eating, or eating what you enjoy?
Yeah.
Go
give
to
us
our
your
Facebook
thoughts.
page. Yeah, let us know.
There are a couple of thoughts on here.
Okay.
And
What are
it
they?
Depends on the day and health conscious most of the time.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
I guess we need to move on since we're like whatever we're doing.
Okay, let's do our Today in History.
We're doomed to repeat ourselves, so let's find out what happened today in history.
Men crowded around, tried to lift me to their shoulders. They were too weak. As I walked down to the end of the barracks, there was applause from the men too weak to get out of bed. It sounded like the hand clapping of babies. As we walked out into the courtyard, a man fell dead. Two others, they must have been over 60, were crawling towards the latrine. I saw it, but will not describe it.
Okay, that was the sound was a little piercing. 80 years ago today, American troops liberated to Buchenwald Nazi death camp in Germany. I don't know. Anyway, CBS News correspondent Edward R. Murrow, who was with them, filed this famous report a few days later.
Okay.
General MacArthur is one of our greatest military commanders. But the cause of world peace is much more important than any individual.
This was back in 1951, 71 years ago today. President Truman fired Douglas MacArthur as commander of the American forces in the Far East because of their disagreement over how to fight the Korean War. MacArthur wanted to invade China, and Truman believed that could spark another world war.
We have liftoff. We have liftoff right on time. Tremendous amounts of fire showering out the little yaw vehicle motion. She's cleared the tower. She's cleared the tower.
"55 years ago today, Apollo 13 blasted off from the Kennedy Space Center on a mission to the moon. Correspondent Reed Collins described the liftoff for CBS News. An on-board explosion 2 days later forced the mission to be shortened. The spacecraft made a dramatic and dangerous return to Earth. And that was in 1970.
Yeah, one of the tanks, oxygen or fuel tanks, exploded. 34 years ago today, back in 1991, the musical Miss Saigon opened on Broadway amid accusation it was racist and sexist. And one of the tunes that was playing there was "I'd Give My Life for You."
I got goosebumps just thinking about that song. If you've never watched it and listened to Leah, her sing this part, she's phenomenal. Anyway, okay.
It's so great to be up in the air. It's like floating.
Excuse me. Wasn't quite ready there. 29 years ago today, 7-year-old pilot Jessica Duroff was killed, along with her father and flight instructor, when her small plane crashed in Wyoming. She was trying to become the youngest person to operate a plane from coast to coast. During an interview, Jessica described what made flying special to her. An investigation pinned most of the blame for the crash on the co-pilot. The National Transportation Safety Board determined that the plane should have waited for bad weather to clear.
Oh, gosh.
Wow.
What is not acceptable is for someone to escape facing justice, and he has tried to do that for a very long time.
2019, 6 years ago today, British police took WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange from the Ecuadorian embassy in London, where he had taken refuge for almost 7 years, trying to avoid charges in the United States. British Foreign Secretary Jeremy Hunt was asked about it. And
what is he still? Is he out?
I think he's still overseas somewhere. Yeah.
Wow. 4 years ago today, a black motorist, 20-year-old Dante Wright, was shot and killed by a white police officer, Kim Potter, in suburban Minneapolis during a traffic stop. Potter, who said she had confused her handgun for a taser, would be convicted of first and second-degree manslaughter and sentenced to 2 years in prison. The shooting led to protests across the country, and that was an audio of her body cam the moment she fired the weapon.
Yeah. Okay, and then we have a birthday cut. 93 years ago today, actor Joel Grey was born. He won an Oscar.
Sorry.
Do what?
Sorry.
You okay?
Yeah.
Did you take your medicine today?
Nope.
He won an Oscar for playing the MC in Cabaret, and the song that was one of the hits there was "Willkommen."
Okay, 59 years ago today, British singer Lisa Stansfield was born. Stansfield. She scored her first hit on both sides of the pond with Been Around the World.
Okay. All right. We have Jeff Neilson that is waiting to be ushered into the torture chamber.
We're just going to knock on the window in time.
We'll do. And he's with the Harrison Regional Chamber of Commerce, and we'll be talking with him in just a few minutes. Stick around. Stay with us. You're listening to Around the Table with Dan and Ann. Stay with us. And welcome back to Around the Table with Dan and Ann, and also with Jeff. Dan, Ann, and Jeff. Jeff Neilson is in the studio from the Harrison Chamber of Commerce. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
You've got exciting news. You want to? Is this a scoop day for us? We got an exclusive on you.
Sure, why not?
Make up something.
I'll think of something on the fly. Sure.
Oh boy.
Got a couple of things we got going on this week. So there's a expo that we've helped put on, the Chamber has helped put on. It's called the Little Learners Expo. I mean, we kind of started it, but I'm not even going to try and take credit for it because it was really Ann Cowie with the OUR Co-op.
Okay.
That really got this thing running. Basically, it's going to be Saturday or tomorrow, 10 to 2 over at the Signature Tower. We're going to have a bunch of vendor booths and presenters. Basically, it's for families with children that are ages, birth to 5.
Okay.
And it's going to be basically addressing pediatric needs, needs within the community, child care, and other community services that are available for children that new parents may not know that are out there or available. Because with child care, things change.
Oh yeah.
Every day it seems like. I mean, the stuff we did when my kids were little is
absolutely
passe now. It's so this is just kind of bring some information out to the community. So if that applies to you, we'd love to have you come out.
Cool. Yeah,
it's a centralized place for people to go and find out all this information.
Exactly. It ought to be a good show. Like I said, Ann Cowie with OUR Co-op has done a lot of work with this, bringing it all together, getting the booths filled and presenters out there. And a big sponsor for this event is our hospital in ARMC.
Mm-hmm.
They put a lot of effort into this one. So that's the biggest scoop I got for you.
Okay.
That's some scoop,
big
though.
scoop.
But you know what? What time is it again?
10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Okay.
Tomorrow. Okay.
All right.
So that's our big thing. Other than that, we do this thing called, it's the First Friday Coffees and Entrepreneurship. I really like this. It's a great program that the Chamber puts on. It's targeted towards either new businesses or ones that are may or may not be up and running quite yet, or people that are interested in starting a new business. It's an opportunity for a company to kind of come out and talk about the challenges and the pitfalls and the things that they had to go through to get their business up and running and going. We've done 3 of them so far this year. We did Vigilant Home Services was last month. We did the Cake Shop with Robin Reeves.
Oh, yeah.
She was great and brought some really delicious treats.
That's why you went.
Always a bonus.
Yeah, always.
And then we did Selling 726. That was John Beverly DeWitt. And I love the presentations because everybody, no 2 stories are the same. Every business has a different obstacles that they have to overcome. And it's just really good to be able to hear what they have going on, what they've had to do, the things that they had to go through. We've had pretty good turnout from a lot of new businesses, just, they're interested in learning because, don't make the same mistake somebody else did. Learn from the people that came before you.
Are these?
Yeah. Go ahead.
I was going to say, are these just for Chamber members? Is it? Or?
It's open to anybody.
Yeah, okay.
It's open to anybody if you want to come out. Now, the presenters need to be Chamber members.
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to ask that.
But again, you can become a Chamber member. It's pretty cheap. It's $1 a day, $365 a year, and I'll be happy to take your application for that. So, but yeah,
I know at one time it was based on the number of employees you have. Is that still the same?
No. They changed that before I took over. It's flat rates now.
Okay.
The opening,
for somebody that may have had an issue with that had 12 employees, they had to pay for each employee, that kind of thing.
Yeah, no, it's a tiered system now, and the opening tier is literally $1 a day for a year. $365.
Okay.
And that gets you, get you into the Chamber. It gets you access to our database. It gets you invited to all of our events and all the things that we do.
And you're in the know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
sure.
Exactly.
You have the ability to network with other people.
Correct.
Whereas you would not necessarily have that opportunity or venue to do it.
Correct. I mean, that's the thing. People don't understand with organizations like the Chamber or with trade associations, the biggest value you get out of that is the ability to network, and to be able to talk with other people about what they've done, how they do it. It's supporting the community because everything we do basically gets recycled back into the community. Sure. It's there is a lot of benefits that can be found from being a member of an organization, and it's more than just getting your name into the the membership roster.
Right.
It's like I said, it puts you in the know.
Yeah.
Right,
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So
wow. Cool. When is that?
Those are on the first Friday of every month. So we'll have one coming up next month. I think it's May.
Do you know where? No.
I don't. Well, this is a good thing about it. We typically do a lot of them at Nino's place for companies that don't have the space for a lot of people.
Sure.
But like with the Selling 726, we did it in their office.
Okay.
And so we cleared out their front area, the reception area. We set up chairs in there, and they gave the presentation right there. So. Again, it's a great opportunity for that company to be able to market their services.
Sure.
Sure.
How many people usually come for somebody that may be thinking about doing this?
It depends. Like last one we did was 2 weeks ago, and the weather was not cooperating, so we had about 14 people, 14 to 20. Usually it runs about say 30. 35, something like that. We get pretty good turnout for something like that.
Good deal.
And obviously, there's networking before and afterwards. It's all opportunities to talk to the presenters or the others that are there about and ask them questions specifically. It's a good event. It's really beneficial.
Watch the Harrison Chamber of Commerce page. I mean, that's the only way I know to tell people really on Facebook, and you'll get the location. You'll find out more.
Okay.
Yeah. So. And then what else we got going on? Oh, we have our YLA graduation is next week, so that's our Youth Leadership Academy. It is this year we have 17 kids from local area schools. They'll be graduating.
Cool.
It's a good opportunity for high school kids, juniors. It's only open to juniors. And it's like I said, it's the youth version of our leadership training.
Okay.
So you learn about Harrison, history, what's going on, the business community, how to be involved, what you need to do, things you just need to know about our community. Because I mean, there's lots of stuff that people just, doesn't matter if you were born and raised here. There's things you don't know that's important.
Right.
And we'll be taking our class. This class will be graduating next week, and then in August we'll start accepting applications for, our next class. Basically, you go to your advisors, academic advisors. If there's anybody that's listening that's interested in this, go to your academic advisors, ask them about it. The class is usually limited to about 12 to 15.
Okay.
We're a little heavy this year, but. That's where it's at, and best if you don't have a heavy extracurricular activity. If you're doing lots of sports, this probably is not for you.
Yeah.
It does have a time draw on it, but if you're looking about learning more or being a leader in the community in the future, this
doesn't look bad on your scholarship or your college application either.
Yeah,
excellent
Just
point.
saying.
Yep.
Excellent point.
Yep.
And one of the people that we have graduating this year. I need to give a shout out to her business. Actually, it's Three Wishes for Ruby. Ruby is graduating from our class next week. If you didn't know, there was some, I guess, unauthorized, unsanctioned construction next door to their facility that they have. They own a building down the square, and so somebody was doing something they shouldn't have been doing, and I guess weakened some of the supports in there. There was some damage to an interior wall, and they also caused the collapse of their ceiling.
Oh,
yes.
Not the roof, but the ceiling collapsed.
Right.
Which unfortunately took out a lot of their supplies. So
they've moved, right? Or they're
they
temporarily
were operating.
So they own the building down in the square, okay, and they were operating out of that, but because of this damage that occurred, nothing they did, but Yahoo's on the other side of the wall damaged the common wall. They've had to board up and relocate, so they have a temporary facility. I think it's on Pine Street right now, but their plans are they are repairing the building. They are going to move back into the square. But for right now, their biggest concern is they're trying to restock the supplies that they lost. They could use your support in the community if the Lord puts it in your heart that you wish to help them. I know that they have an Amazon shopping list. Actually, I'd probably just say just reach out to the organization and touch base with them, see what they need.
Right.
If it's donations, financial or otherwise, I think they could use anything that we can get because they're still continuing with their mission of helping senior citizens in the communities.
I saw them put a temporary sign up at the workout place where you used to go next to Subway.
A Brick House.
Brick House. That's where they're located.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess if they're open, you could drop in and ask them what they need.
I think so. They didn't ask me to do this. I just felt it was a good thing to do. They need our support. It's a great local community.
The vision is on point for
yeah.
It really is. And I mean, they've gotten a lot of national recognition.
Yes.
You know, for a group out of a little town like Harrison, that's huge. They've done a great job. They are members of the chamber, but that being aside, I just want to support them. I think it's a good thing
There's
to do.
the young lady is Ruby, and she had this vision, and you just mentioned she's just now graduating high school.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, that's
That never crossed my mind to do anything,
exactly.
like that
Exactly.
when I was in high school. So
well, it just shows you it comes from the heart, and those things are universal.
Yes.
And people look at that and say, you have no nefarious reasons to do what you're doing other than the fact that you love people and just want to do it out of the kindness of your heart.
Exactly. So that's all I got going on this
Get
this
out.
month.
That's plenty.
Yes, sir.
You can just escort yourself out as you did in.
Jeff, we appreciate you coming in, sir.
Happy to be
thank you
here.
for being here.
Yeah.
Happy to do it. Love my time with y'all on the radio. Look forward to it every month. So I'll be back in 30 days.
If something comes up, you want to give us the exclusive scoop on it, you just walk right on in. You don't even have
we
to.
can schedule an extra segment.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
And if someone else is in here, just barge on in.
Just push on in?
Just push right on in.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Make a lot of noise as I do it, I hope.
Sure.
Too,
Yeah,
right? Okay.
absolutely.
And leave your phone on,
Leave your
please.
phone on.
Leave the phone on.
Hey, thanks, Jeff.
Anytime, guys.
We're going to
Thank
take
you.
a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to.
Hey.
Do you want to sing?
I was just getting into the thing.
Oh, okay. Would you rather do that?
No, you go ahead and speak. Since he's not speaking yet, no. Stone Bank, thank you for being a sponsor of the show around the table. We appreciate you very much.
Very, very much. Boulder Banking.
Boulder Banking.
That's cool. I like their slogan.
Yeah.
It clicks for me.
It's so bold.
It's bolder. Bolder than normal.
Yep.
Let's see. Publishers Clearinghouse is declaring bankruptcy.
Oh, if my mom was still alive, she would be heartbroken about that, I'm sure.
I read the headline, and I knew exactly why. I'm going to read it first, and I'll just see if I was right or not. The days of checking your mailbox for $1 million may be over now that Publishers Clearinghouse has filed for bankruptcy protection. There was time they had all the American hoping that they'd be the next ones to get a knock on the door and be presented with a giant check. But Publishers Clearinghouse made their money as magazine subscription service, and that doesn't really pay the bills anymore. They say that their prize patrol will continue they'll be handing out smaller amounts of money even during the bankruptcy proceedings.
How do they do that? Do people buy magazines still?
No, and that's the problem.
So how do they, I don't get it.
And if you're in business, if you are in a certain trade like we are, we get entertainment magazines. We get television industry, cable industry magazines, and they used to want us to pay for those. And at one point in time, we would want to know what's going on in the industry, and we would pay for the magazines. We'd see what's going on. Now they call us and say the prescription or the subscription is free.
Oh, is there nothing in it?
The reason it's free is because a publisher has to, once a year, reveal how many subscribers they have.
Okay.
And the newspaper has to do that here too. So if an advertiser is saying, well, how many subscriptions do you have? And you say, I've got 1 million. And then 5 years ago you had 12 million. It's you're a dying industry. So
social media has changed.
It's set. It has. Yeah.
Social media and the internet, all of it.
Well, the internet started it, but it was still competitive until everything comes over your phone instantly.
Right.
Instantly. That's the key word. Is we get it
instant gratification.
Instant gratification.
And that our newspaper is only 2 days a week, I think.
Yes.
Now.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Survey. You ready for another survey?
Yeah, I'm in on this one.
Just
do it.
How long does your battery have to go before you start to panic?
We're talking about phone batteries.
How long does your battery have to go before you start to panic? According to a new research, it's about 38%. That's the point when Americans start looking for a charger or switch to low battery mode. Gen Zs start freaking out at 44%. And then there's the 1 in 8 Americans who live on the edge, saying they don't even begin to sweat until the juice runs completely down to 10%. That's me. I'm that 10%. I'm that person. Yeah.
I'm so not even on this list, but I'm a little anal about it. Pretty much, whether I need to plug it in or not, I'm plugging the dang thing in.
You're plugging it in? Yeah.
Yeah, and I've gotten it down to maybe 30% and thought, well, okay, I probably should.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was a hard one. That hurt me a little bit.
Oh, because you were not in the categories?
Well, no. The fact that going to 30% on my phone was just a little wonky for me.
Oh, I let it go down to, it goes down to 10 and 3.
You probably drive around with your gas thing on E.
I do.
No, see, I cannot do that. It's half full. Yeah. Got to fill it up.
It's usually at a quarter that I start to say, probably need to look for a gas station.
There's people that live on the edge with and I am so not that person.
I have been on a trip before, and it's been like 60 miles before or whatever, 100 miles, and I'm on a quarter of a tank, and I'm counting the miles, and I'm thinking the computer says I've got 30 miles to go, and it's 42 miles to the gas station.
That would make me so anxious. I I don't get anxious about a lot, but that would make me very anxious.
Oh gosh.
Hey, you know what? Here's what you need to have with your new vacuum cleaner.
Okay.
It gets text messages. Do you want your vacuum cleaner to get text? That's what
Why
it says.
on a vacuum cleaner?
Samsung's new Jet A1 Ultra has a screen on it that connects to your phone to show you alerts for incoming calls and messages you may not hear over the sound of the vacuum.
I see.
And the internet is reacting the way you'd expect. One post wonders how long before they can make a call on your dryer. So please, my son has this highfalutin dive watch, and he can get text messages underwater. And I'm thinking, that's the last thing I want to find on my phone while I'm down enjoying this beautiful earth down here.
So that tells me the signal goes underwater?
I guess.
Wow.
I don't know.
Wow.
It's pretty.
That's bizarre.
It is bizarre, but I thought, well, that would be a waste of my money because I don't want anybody contacting me down there. So,
yeah.
Anyway, just high tech.
Right. Well, Congress has finally held a hearing on daylight savings time.
Well, it's about time.
Well, I don't know what they're going to do, but you know how we've been talking for years about how much we hate setting the clocks forward and then ahead and backwards and ahead again. On Wednesday, Congress finally talked about it. The Senate Committee on Commerce, Science, and Transportation had a hearing called "Should We Lock the Clock?" Sleep and transportation experts spoke about the effect of daylight savings time has on people. It was just a hearing. No bills were signed, but this could push Congress actually to do something about it. I bet they won't do a thing.
Come on. Oh, I think I just, I'm sorry. Never mind. I lost my train of thought for 1 second, people. It was just 1 second. Do you remember going to pick up your kids from school? Did you ever do that? Was you have to wait in line, all the blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Well, it feels like the school drop-off line has become a dangerous place now for you and your kids. You're right if you think that way. A new study finds that unsafe driving behaviors occur at 98% of schools. This includes speeding, illegal U-turns, and double parking. The number of parents who drive their kids to school has increased almost 50% over the last 50 years. The schools with the least amount of risky driving had more entrances and more parking restrictions. But I've heard that, about people just kind of disregard.
Yeah.
Come on, parents.
Kind of a road rage thing.
You can do better. You can do better.
Yeah, just chill.
Plus, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Also, let's see, coffee naps. You know about these coffee naps?
Well, tell me about the coffee nap.
Coffee naps are the new viral trend, and they might be good for you, actually.
Oh.
Coffee and naps are two of our favorite things, and they're merging on social media. The idea is to drink a cup of coffee, then take a 20-minute nap.
Okay.
By the time you wake up, the caffeine should have kicked in, and you'll supposedly feel much better for the rest of the day. Experts say the coffee naps could be better for you than regular naps. Just avoid sleeping more than 20 minutes at a time and don't nap at night.
Who? Okay. Yeah, whatever. Okay, whatever.
I tell you, there are times when I'm doing something mundane at work, about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And I just want to take a nap, but then I think, I won't sleep tonight.
Oh, if you take a power nap, surely you would sleep.
Yeah, and I only need 5 minutes.
You just kind of kink your head back.
Yeah.
Y'all, that's one of the things I fear on a plane.
Taking a nap?
You've seen those people that are drooling.
Oh.
That'll be me.
Well, as long as my eyes are closed, I don't care what I look like.
But I can guarantee Richard will not take my picture like that, although I probably would him.
Why?
I wouldn't put it on social media.
He would, what, he
would not take he would not embarrass me that way.
Why? Well, he should. It'd be funny.
I
would if I could get away with it.
He doesn't. He's not. Nah. That's not him. I barely get him to take a picture with me, the obligatory travel picture.
All right.
So,
with that note, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. This is our Stone Bank moment. Thanks for being a sponsor of the show, Stone Bank. Boulder Banking. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to our last few minutes of the show. Thank you so much for being a part of what we do here.
Dan, when you get out of here, you ought to head on down to Dick's Five and Dime.
Where's
in
that
Branson,
at?
Missouri.
Oh, in Branson. I've been there before. Love that store.
They are open. Yes, they are open during this streetscape project where they're beautifying things, and they are giving away $500 $100 shopping sprees every week. It's a chance to win.
They have all kinds of stuff in there.
They're cheap. Isn't everything in there like five? I mean, like the.
No,
I don't mean,
there's more than $5 and dime.
It's not a typical. You think of $5 and dime, you think of. I don't mean cheap, but less expensive things.
It's a throwback to the $5. It's a variety store, and they have stuff that you'll never find in any other. You can go to Walmart and look all day, and you'll never find some of the stuff you find.
Well, there you go. That's your reason right there to go to Dick's Five.
They have models in there.
Huh?
They have models.
Live like model aircraft or model
and
cars
and stuff. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
I guess I need to head on down to Dick's Five and Dime, people.
Get you a 67 Chevy or something.
Ha. Hey, you know what? I have to agree with this kid right here that said a teenager in Alabama who was bitten by a shark is hoping to create a warning system for shark attacks. Yeah. She lost her left hand and part of her left leg in the attack last summer, which happened just 90 minutes after another shark attack nearby. She said she never would have gone in the water if she'd known about it. So the system is kind of like an Amber Alert that would send out a notice to the public if there's a shark attack nearby. And I think that's a great thing. It is now, the bill will now advance to the Alabama House of Representatives. And I wish them luck on that because I think that would be a worthy thing to have.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes. It
says here a survey: American drivers won't be buying new cars anytime soon.
Because they're gonna go up.
You'd think the car price is expected to jump an average of $6,000 because of tariffs. We'd all be rushing to the dealership, but a new survey of American drivers finds that nearly half are planning to keep driving their old car into the ground. 41% say they won't be buying a new car this year. With only 17% of drivers even considering a new car.
Do you trade just to trade? I mean,
no.
Or you drive yours into the ground, so to speak? I don't mean that, but
there was a time, excuse me, when I could afford a car, and I would trade every 2 or 3 years. Can't do that now. It's just
the
way
sales
too
tax
expensive.
alone is like nuts,
Yeah.
And if you put on, like, if you buy a car and you put extra warranties and all that stuff on there, that sales tax, is included. It's just crazy. But anyway.
With that said, how much the average household needs to earn to buy a house these days?
A lot.
If you're saving up to buying a new family home, the Midwest might be the best budget-friendly option. A new Realtor.com study found that a family of 4 could buy a typical home in Illinois, Michigan, and Ohio for an income of about $74,000. That's better than Hawaii and California, where folks need to make 3 times that much to afford an $800,000 median-priced home.
Well, I'm glad I don't have to do that.
Yeah.
Hey, let's talk about what today is.
What is today?
It is National Barbershop Quartet Day. If you've never heard of Barbershop Quartet, I would encourage you to do so. International Louie Louie Day, celebrating one of the most recorded songs in the history of rock. Okay. National 8-Track Tape Day, Dan.
Yeah.
Get out your old 8-track if it still works or if you have it.
Who would work on those things as they go out? No.
You.
Not me.
That's who. I don't know how to say that. Poutine.
Poutine.
National Poutine Day. What is that? French. It's sloppy mess of French fries.
Yeah, sloppy
cheese
mess
curds.
of French fries. Cheese curds and gravy all mixed together.
Do you know what a dive bar is?
The
sleazy drinking hole. Well, we're celebrating that.
Oh my gosh.
Coachella Music Festival starts today.
Okay.
There's more, but we're done.
We are done.
I'm happy with just floating on out here, Dan.
And we'll see you guys Monday. Have a great day.